What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the reunion of Final Fantasy VII Remake podcast. I am your host, Ky, and joining me once again today is my incredible co-host, Vyzz. How are you doing, Vyzz?
Hello, everyone. I'm still living. I'm still sane, I guess. And I think that's all that counts nowadays. No, it's going fine. It's going good. I'm still working on the next script, which is going to be very fun and interesting. And yeah, we took the time again to record some stuff for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just excited to get this holiday season started here. So it's just been a little, more of a holiday feel around my house. So I was decorating and yeah, just doing things like running errands and just getting some last minute presents for some members of my family. So yeah.
That's nice to hear.
Mm-hmm. So this is our special holiday episode and probably our last episode of 2020. So any celebrations that you're going to be getting up to for the holiday, Vyzz?
Not too many. A very, very small gathering for Christmas, and I'll have a friend over on New Year's Eve. That's about it, I guess. I'm not really that fond of celebrations anyway. I like it small. Small but neat and personal.
Same here. I'm going to be sticking at home for the holiday. Just because with the current situation, the pandemic is still happening. So I just thought it would be safe, to stay home. So I bought a bunch of presents for my family members. I do have to ship them out still. So I'm hopefully going to be doing that tomorrow, which is Monday. And fingers crossed they'll get everything by Christmas Eve. But anyway, I've just been so busy. I'm one of those people. I just don't have time to do it until now. So yeah.
I feel you.
So I just wanted to take a second to let everybody know. So Final Fantasy just celebrated its 33rd anniversary on December the 18th, which is when the first game ever of the series released in Japan. So I just wanted to take a second to congratulate Square Enix and all of the Final Fantasy development teams. We're both so happy that, this series has continued to this day. It's been a huge feat for Square Enix. Who knew that something that started so long ago would have been such a success that it would continue to grow and change into what we know as Final Fantasy today? So each game in this series means something special to and something different to each one of us. And I think that is really one of the reasons why it still does continue into the future. And without it, this very podcast wouldn't exist today. So I'm just super excited and I'm super thrilled that Square Enix continues to develop more Final Fantasies in this series. And I'm just super excited to see where Remake Part 2 goes and also what is in store for Final Fantasy 16 as well. I'm excitedly anticipating that. So
yeah, same here, especially since the trajectory goes upwards again after the low of PS3 and 4 so far, like Final Fantasy 13, versus 13 disaster and 15 stuff, which
I know
turned out a little bit better, but still it was kind of a slump when you compare it to the golden days.
Yes,
which people call it. So I'm hopeful for the future for now.
Well, I'm so glad that we have time to sit down and chat today about Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake related content. But first, we just wanted to say it's been so incredible being part of this amazing Final Fantasy community. We have met some incredible people along the way, and, we've been doing this for about a year now. So, it kind of hit me where 2020 is pretty much over. We're going into 2021, and there's so many exciting things in store, I think, for Final Fantasy VII Remake and also Final Fantasy as a series. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody for supporting us. Some of you have been there from the beginning. Some of you are just joining us now. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time out to listen and supporting us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
So the best way to support us here at the podcast is to like, sub, and share the podcast. Hop on over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And also, our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And also don't forget to check us out on Twitter as well. And I've been pretty active on Twitter trying to, post Final Fantasy VII Remake related content and retweeting other things that I find interesting for myself that I think, our listeners will find interesting as well. So go on over to our Twitter channel and check us out there as well. All right, Vyzz, so what's been going on over at Cosmo Canyon Observatory?
Not too much, but we finally finished Aerith's Secret, like the three-part analysis series.
Yeah.
Which is Game Analysis episode 24. And we also released the full thing, like the full 2-hour analysis, which people seem to really like. And right now, the first Final Fantasy 16 analysis is being recorded. I hope it will finish soon so editing can begin. And in the meantime, I'll be writing the analysis of Cloud and Sephiroth's new inclusions and new elements in the remake story, which will be a blast. I can only tell you that it's so interesting to like get all of those things out that I had in my heart and mind for all those months. So that's about it, and some tweets with interesting findings and NPC chatters and stuff I found. I can't do the daily tweets anymore, but I still try to tweet some interesting finds multiple times a week.
Well, I've been patiently waiting your new videos, and I can't wait to check them out as soon as they are released. And I just want to encourage everybody to go to Cosmo Canyon Observatory as well and check out Vyzz's amazing content over there. You will not be disappointed. Let's just say that.
Let's hope so.
All right, guys. So today's episode, we will be doing a short recap of the Game Awards 2020. We'll be talking all about Sephiroth being announced as a DLC character for Smash Ultimate, Final Fantasy VII getting representation in Smash, Cyberpunk Woes, and our most fondest holiday gaming moments. So starting off the Game Awards 2020. So the Game Awards has come and gone. Did you watch it? I watched the entire thing live. I thought it was really good this year, actually. They had a great balance of revealing new content as well as, some entertainment to keep us, engaged and satisfied as well.
Yeah, I watched, I think, a bit more than half on the VOD because it was during the night my time, so I didn't want to pull an all-nighter.
Right.
So I tried to watch most of it the next day, but then other things came in between and I didn't manage to finish, although I got to know about a few things in summary videos of other people, so I think I got all that needs to be known, because some of it isn't really that much important, especially all the esports and esports team. No offense, but it's just not my thing. I love it how people are such enthusiastic, and I think it's a really important part of gaming. But for me, it's just I'm just a single player gamer, so I have no idea what to think about this.
And that's
so
okay,
I just skipped this mentally, so yeah. But good on those who won.
Yeah, I think I sent you a message because I was freaking out, like about something. So I knew that you were probably sleeping because you're 6 hours ahead, right? So
yeah.
And I knew that you'd probably wake up and see it. So, and then I was like, oh God, I probably spoiled something. So
it's
anyway,
fine.
But
it's fine.
I'm glad that you had some time to watch it there. And yeah, I watched it live, and I think it started at 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'm not sure, but it was really good. I enjoyed it.
I think it was shortly after midnight my time at 12:15 a.m. The pre-show, and the real show started at 1 a.m. So
yeah.
Speaking of pre-show,
yeah, it was confusing because they had like it said there was a pre-show stream, so I thought that was separate from the main stream, but it wasn't. It was just a pre-show,
like a
at
warm-up
the beginning of the reward show. But the way that they did the pre-show was it was just like the regular. It was just like the regular show. So I was just really confused because they gave out the music award, like the best OST or the best score, to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Which congratulations to Final Fantasy VII Remake for winning the award. Well deserved, and
Definitely.
we both talked about this on the last episode, and obviously previous episodes as well, where we go more in depth about the music in the game. We both thought that it probably was going to win this category, and it did. So congratulations to Final Fantasy VII Remake on winning the best OST at the Game Awards 2020. I was confused because they gave out the award during the pre-show, so I didn't know they were going to be giving out awards during the pre-show, quote unquote. But
it was weird because I think many people thought pre-show, not interested. I'll start watching when the real show starts.
oh yeah,
they
that's
missed
true
a
too.
lot. Also, world premieres, several awards. The only difference was the counter, like the countdown on the top right. That's
Yes,
the only
yeah,
real difference I could see. And of course, because how's it called again? Jeff Keighley, I think.
yes, Jeff Keighley, yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't in the pre-show. That's also one of the
Oh
differences.
yeah,
But
that's true.
content-wise, nothing. It's just
No, it was the same background,
it's so
and
weird.
yeah.
Oh well. I watched from the start, so it's fine.
Yeah, after they gave out the best music award and a few other awards, they stopped, and then there was like something super meta where I was watching this actually live, and there was somebody on Tyler that was on our Discord. We were chatting about it
Hmm.
because we were watching it at the same time, and we were both confused because we were like, what's happening right now? It was like there was a Game Awards show inside of the Game Awards. It was like super meta, and they were like handing out an award to a fake game, I guess, for games that are coming out in the future. Anyway, I was just confused. I was just like, what's happening? He's like, I don't know, man. What's going on? We were both just chatting. I'm like, what is happening? Anyway, it did come back to reality, and it looks like Final Fantasy VII Remake won Best RPG as well, so very well deserved.
Definitely.
We both kind of predicted this as well. I thought that it had a really good chance of winning this category. The other game that I thought might win would be Persona 5 Royal, but I'm happy that, that Remake won. It was well deserved, and they worked super hard on this game, and for me, it's my game of the year. It helped me through this
Mm.
pandemic, the lockdown when it happened, and it was like an escape for me. Just waiting for so long for the game to come out, and then actually it's shipping and coming to my door, and then I'm like, I open it up, and then I'm putting it in my console and watching that the menu just load and the music playing, and it was just such a huge nostalgia hit for me. Like it all kind of came together at that time, and then I was like, oh my god, reality hit me. Like, I'm actually playing this game that I've waited for so long. Like, I couldn't actually believe it. And it was definitely an experience for me that I'll never forget, especially everything that was happening in the world at that time. I'm sure a lot of people also feel the same, like they won't forget ever that this game came out at this time, and this is what was happening in the world at the time. And yeah, I don't know, it's like the OG as well, right? Like the story, it's like the same story, and it means so many things for so many people. And it was kind of pushing the boundaries at the time, and a lot of the things correlate to what's
Mhm.
happening in the world now. So it's pretty crazy, honestly. But yeah, for me, it was my game of the year.
Yeah, that's really understandable for me as well. Mostly because I barely played any other game this year. But I must say that Trails of Cold Steel is a hard contender. I'm really digging this
Yeah.
game right now. But
Oh my God, you're one
it's
of
very
those
different.
people.
Yes.
Listen, did you see on Twitter? So many
Yeah.
people on Twitter
Yeah,
are
I
like,
know.
it's like, I think it's a meme or something. I can't remember.
Probably,
People
yeah.
were just posting on Twitter like, it's like people who play that game just don't stop talking about it, and they
Mhm.
just every time it's like they interject themselves in a conversation, they're just like, did you
Yeah.
play Trails of Cold Steel yet? Like, it's so good. And they just talk about, I'm like, oh my God, it's so
Yeah.
funny. I'm like, that's totally Vyzz for sure.
And the usually FF7R suspects do this all the time apparently on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet, but I what am I trying to say? Like, I appreciate your opinion, and I think
For
that I
sure.
would also really enjoy this game as well. So I really have to check it out. I haven't played it, so.
It takes time.
Mhm.
The thing is also it's quite funny because I've known about this game, and I also know that the what's it called, prequel Trails in the Sky, I think, came
Okay,
first,
yeah.
PS2 or something. My buddies at that time played it, but I didn't really. I saw a little bit, like battles on ships and stuff. I don't really
Mhm.
remember, but it just never crossed my desk, so to speak.
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
one member of our CCO community just managed to talk me into it. And then I thought,
Yeah.
it's like 40% off or 60% off the first game. Let's just buy the trilogy, and the
Mhm.
fourth game will come out soon. So will be a good buy. Just bought everything, and since then I'm just playing,
That's awesome.
enjoying every single thing. I talk to every single NPC all the time. When time progresses, or like a different time of day starts, or different
Yeah,
chapter, everyone says something different, and you talk to everyone again. And there's so many small stories. It's so interesting. Like the
that's
world
awesome.
building is so good. That's
I'm
I
gonna get
think one
it.
of its strengths. It is very anime, and it is slow burn.
That's okay. I love
But
anime.
if you really want to dive into world and live with
Mhm.
characters, live with their growth and the world and all the
Mhm.
NPCs, which are fairly interesting, I'd say, much more interesting than those in the remake. Um, it's something for you. Just play it. If it's
Okay.
not for you, then well,
I
too
think
bad, I
I'm gonna
guess.
get it because I have is it on Steam?
I think so.
I have a Steam
I
gift card,
guess.
so I'll buy it and try it for sure.
Sure, do it.
So Final Fantasy VII Remake did not win Game of the Year. Uh,
Which is
we
fine.
both kind of, yeah, which is fine. I don't
Yeah.
think that we thought that it was going to.
Uh,
We had said that we thought
it's
that
too
The Last of Us 2
inconsistent.
was going to win, or Ghost of Tsushima was going to win, and it looks like The Last of Us 2 won, which, based on the previous awards, the Golden Joystick Awards, I think it
Hmm.
was, that it pretty much, cleared that out, and we kind of thought that it would be similar, and it was very similar, so, but well
Yeah.
deserved
Yeah, for
as
sure.
well. So yeah, and it looks like Final Fantasy VII won the PlayStation Partner Award, or Square Enix won this.
All right, right, yeah.
I can't remember if it was Square Enix or the
They also won, got I think some PlayStation Asia something
yeah,
award.
yeah, I think that's it.
It's
I
this
think
the
it's
one.
the PlayStation Partner Japan Asia
Ah, right.
Award. Yeah.
Wasn't there also a PlayStation Blog award, something like that, where they also won
I think so
something? I don't
too.
remember.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think those have been given out yet. I think
Ah, I
they
see.
were nominated and you had to vote, which I did vote for them for all the categories that they were nominated in, and they were very similar to the Game Awards
Mm.
as well. But I think there were a few added categories that weren't in the Game Awards for the PlayStation Blog Awards. So I voted for it, and I don't know if the results are out yet. It was nominated for IGN's Game of the Year and a bunch of other categories like Best RPG, Best Remake Remaster, Best Game Score, etc. So
Mm.
yeah,
I think I voted as well there. I remember
yeah,
clicking through some votes.
I did
Yeah.
as well. And best of luck. So we'll find out soon, I guess. But it
Mm.
definitely deserves, I think, Best RPG, Best Remake, and Best Game Score for sure.
Oh,
And
for
I'm
sure.
hoping, fingers crossed, for Game of the Year. It was my Game of the Year. But, everybody has their own opinions and their own, you know, interests. So it's
Which is
not
good.
everybody's Game of the Year, which
Yeah,
is,
which
yeah,
is good.
exactly. Like, and I
Would be
appreciate
boring
all video
otherwise.
games. So, yeah. And it looks like we did not get any Tifa DLC Definitive Edition announcement at all. I'm not really
Nope.
surprised about that, to be honest. I like the Game Awards usually does reveals, but it's a lot of indie game reveals, I feel like, in the past. Like, just judging on the previous Game
Mm.
Awards from previous years, they announce more smaller dev like indie games, and some, like AAA title stuff, but that's very limited. So I wasn't surprised. People on Twitter were hoping and praying for this definitive edition, and I'm like, I'm staying hopeful, but I'm not expecting it, and I'm not disappointed, you know, because I just knew that it was a long shot anyway. So
yeah, and it's also funny. Each time I check replies in a from a tweet of the official account, Remake account, like every other reply is T for DLC when? T for DLC now, please. Ah, seriously.
I'm okay with that. I want it, but
oh, for sure, because this is such an interesting chapter they laid out in the Ultimania, which they probably had thought out already, maybe made a prototype of it, but weren't able to actually flesh out, and most likely had lower priority than the other additions to the original game content, so it didn't make the cut, which is a real shame. But I think it will happen at some point, because it's just too much of a waste. Otherwise, they explicitly added it in the Ultimania, which is weird if they would just bury it on the ground.
Exactly.
And the fans want it. They know the fans want it, but they're not really communicative, which is also good, because if they promise something and then they don't deliver, it's bad. If they don't promise something, if they don't deliver, it's just a few more angry fans, but not as many as if they had announced it. So it's fine. Let's just wait until the exclusivity runs out and there's maybe a definitive edition for other platforms as well. And I think they probably package everything into one.
I think so too. I hope that it's available as like a free download for like the PS4 version. I'm not sure if that'll happen, but
definitive edition, maybe like a PS5, a free
maybe
upgrade.
It'll be an add-on, like a downloadable add-on, like you can just buy, you know how 15 did, you could just buy like I'm pretty sure they did like a royal upgrade or something where you can just
yes, they did.
Pay
but
$10 for that would be cool if it's just like $5 for
wasn't it like 40?
A bunch of extra stuff.
I think it was pretty pricey, the royal pack.
Oh, I can't remember.
The upgrade was I think 40 or something. Or what?
There was something where you could just buy. I thought it was $10, maybe.
Or maybe the royal pack was $10 and the full game was still 40 because it dropped in price. Right.
Yeah, just like the pack, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see. And no news or reveals at Jump Festa this year either. So that's actually happening this weekend. So it was yesterday. It started yesterday, today, and tomorrow on the 21st.
I see. Yeah.
So, and I looked at the schedule and there's nothing.
Was nothing there. Yeah.
No Final Fantasy content, like no 16 content, nothing. So anyway,
I think this is also due to their marketing strategy, because next February, I think it's the 5th, there's another announcement showcase for Final Fantasy XIV, which where everyone expects the new or the next
like expansion
expansion to be announced, because they're usually 2 years in between, and 1 year before the announcement happens, which is now, like next February. This needs the spotlight. Then next year, sometime next year, no idea when, there will be more Final Fantasy 16 announcements or information. And I'm pretty sure they will wait until both are done, maybe until second half of next year, at least, until they maybe bring a teaser on or something of definitive stuff. It also depends on when they actually have the capacity to finish such an edition, because I kind of have a feeling that they're hard at work on part 2, which is why we barely got any updates so far. Just one update which fixed some minor bugs, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
well, here's hoping anyway.
Yep.
All right, and next we are talking about Sephiroth in Smash. So, as part of the gaming content revealed at the Game Awards 2020, Smash Bros. Ultimate got some new DLC character reveals. It looks like Sephiroth is one of the new DLC characters, so I was super excited for this. Once again, I was confused because I wasn't sure who the character was, because it had just shown, like it showed I don't know. Is that like a what is that? It was like wings that were
Yeah,
flying in
that's this
this that were like
winged ball of something with all the hands around it. I don't play
yeah,
Smash. I don't really know much about the.
I didn't know if it was like an item or something. Anyway,
No idea.
it got sliced in half, and then One Wing Angel started playing, and then you can
Mm.
see like a tiny little character flying like from far away, and I was like, oh my god, I lost my mind.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
pretty
It
dope.
was amazing.
Yeah,
The reveal trailer was so well done.
it
They pretty
was.
much recreated all of the like the Cloud versus Sephiroth Advent
Advent
Children
Children
battle
fights, yeah.
scenes. It was like a one. Somebody on Twitter posted like a one, side by side comparison of the two, and
Hmm.
it's really accurate. So they
Yep,
did a
it
great
is.
job with that. And at one point, he stabs Mario like Cloud, but it's like he's caught by the loop of his pants or whatever on
Hmm.
his sword, and I was like, oh my god, like it looked like he stabbed him, and I was like, oh
Yeah,
no, did they just do? They
yeah,
just showed this? It's like Nintendo, which is like the Disney of video games. Like
yeah,
what? You know, like Disney is like there's no blood in Star Wars. You know, like
yeah.
anyway. But yeah, then it showed. It was so good. Oh, it was great. I laughed so hard. That was pretty awesome of them to do
Was
that.
probably the highlight of the whole the Game
Yeah,
Awards show.
it was really good.
Was good.
Yeah, and then so they announced that he'll be like he was available to try immediately because you could actually fight against him in this mode. It was like a Sephiroth mode where
Boss
you
rush
could
or something? Boss mode? I
yeah,
don't
it was
know.
like a boss battle. You could fight him in a boss battle immediately, but if you I think you have to buy the DLC first in order to unlock that option, and then if you defeat him, I think you have to defeat him in all of the three difficulties. So there's easy, normal, and very hard or hard. I can't remember exactly, but if you beat all of them, then he gets unlocked right away. Like you don't have to wait. And the release date is 2 days from now, so it's
Ah, I
December the
see.
22nd. So, you know, but the Game Awards were when? Like last week or the week before. So that's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. Like that they're giving the opportunity for people to like fight against him and then unlock him earlier and try him right away. Like that's super cool. I really like that. I think that people will be more encouraged to buy the DLC, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good business decision, but also very good to include the gamers as well, like the players
Yeah.
included in
Mhm.
this release, so to speak, more engagement,
Exactly.
which is pretty cool. They don't lose
Yeah.
anything anyway, so just beat them to get them earlier. I don't think there's
Yeah, I like this
any
idea.
evil scheme
Mhm.
behind it, so why not? Go for it.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea, and I think that I would like to see more games actually incorporate this kind of idea or mode or
Hmm.
whatever, like even with Mortal Kombat or other fighting games where you have to buy, like if you want to buy DLC characters you can, but like I don't think it's possible to try them. I think you have to buy them. I know that you can get refunds for games. I'm not sure about
Hmm.
refunds for DLC. I'm sure you can, like you can try it, but it would be awesome if they could kind of change it so that instead you could just challenge them. Like they download automatically into the game as an update, and then you could choose to buy them after trying them or
Ah, okay,
something.
this
You know what I
would
mean? So
also
you
be
don't
good.
have to
Yeah, yeah,
commit to
right.
buying and then go through the refund kind of thing. Anyway, just an idea. So Nintendo posted a 30-minute long demonstration video
Hmm.
on Thursday, and I watched it. I just refreshed my mind, like because I just watched it again,
Hmm.
and it seems pretty awesome. Honestly, he's
It
seems
looks
very
fun.
powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, very powerful and long range, like because his sword is so long, right? So he
Mhm.
has an advantage because he can attack you from so far away, but his weakness is getting up close, right? So, but he's very nimble. They said that he's
Mhm.
very fast. So you have to be careful. And then at one point, something has to happen. I don't know how much damage he has to take, but then he, like his
His wing
wing
unfolds, yeah.
just appears or grows or whatever, and then that gives him faster movement speed. And there's other bonuses. I don't
Yeah,
know
like a
the actual
longer
bonuses, but
dash, I think, a double
yeah.
jump, something.
Oh
And he
yeah, the
has,
jump. Yeah.
if you're over, like if you, I saw there are some badges or symbols on a character. I don't quite know what those mean because I don't play the
Oh,
game.
okay.
But if you have
Yeah.
more than the enemy, you need to go over 60%. If you're under, it already triggers at 30% or something,
Yeah,
like
I saw it
plus
triggering at
minus.
30.
Yeah, it really depends on other circumstances as well, but it's a pretty neat feature. But you also have to watch out because then Sephiroth dashes so far that you don't dash
Mhm.
over the edges and
Over
stuff.
the edge, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. No, his move set looks amazing, and I watched the video like explaining like all of his
Mm.
moves, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
was fun.
see, I was like, I'm more of like a casual Smash player, so I'm not like focused on being a pro at playing this game. Like I play to unlock the characters. I very rarely play it online. I'm gonna buy this because I want the DLC and I want to be
Mm.
able to play as Sephiroth and I want all the Final Fantasy VII content, like as much as I can get. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And but for a lot of that for me kind of went over my head because I'm just not that type of Smash player. So I'm kind of like the button mashing Smash
Yeah,
player that just hopes,
same kind of.
you know, they just do the best they can.
Yeah.
But he's explaining, you know, in the video how to use them properly and everything. And then he gets, at one point, he's talking about frames. And he's like, oh, well, this one takes 12 frames. And then this
Yeah.
one takes 50. And then he stops himself. He's like, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Also,
Sorry. I shouldn't be telling you that.
Yeah,
he's like, that's more for the pro scene. And there will be more information about it. And I'm just like, he's so
Yes.
nerding out. It's
He
just
is,
like,
yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I'm such a cash player, Smash player,
Yeah.
that I'm just like, I want to understand exactly what he's talking about. But I
The thing
don't.
is, I understand most because I really tried to learn a character in Tekken 3 back in the day, like with all the frames and the combos and stuff.
Wow. Oh
But
my
I
God.
didn't get too far. But I did buy the strategy guide with all the moves,
Nice.
strategies, and everything.
Yeah.
But I just can't hold it in my memory because when I'm
I'm the same.
in the action, my brain reacts. It can't think as fast. It's
Yes.
so weird.
Exactly. Like for
It's-
me, it was always Mortal Kombat like over
Yeah.
Street Fighter because I grew up with Mortal Kombat. So, and the movement combos I felt were easier to learn. I just,
yeah.
you know, like down forward X or like down forward A or down forward B was always like a super move, or like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
down and punch is uppercut. Like it's just so much easier to learn, I felt, for me. So a lot of those, that's what I played when I was a kid. So this is very much not the same type of fighting game because it's more of like a brawler where there's so much happening on screen at the same time and you're just trying to like, you know, do your combos and stay alive, basically stay on the arena, like on it. Like that's my main priority when I'm playing it. I'm just like forever flying in the air, trying to fly back, like find my way back to the arena, like the battleground or whatever. I'm just not the greatest, but I'm super excited to try this mode. I haven't tried it yet. I did watch the Max Dude video though. He beat it in I think 15 minutes, but then he also took breaks and talked about it in between, so it did not take him very long to beat that Sephiroth.
He's pretty good at fighting games, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, I watched him and I was like, oh my God, he's so good. I wish.
Isn't his main genre fighting games? I think. Wasn't he also host and
I think
speaker stuff at like Street Fighter tournaments?
I think
so.
Yeah.
I kind of remember some stuff. I know him mainly through Final Fantasy content, of course, but I also know that he does mainly fighting game stuff, which is also cool.
So it looks like Smash got a bunch of Final Fantasy VII content as well. So I did see a screenshot of the Turks and Rufus Shinra, and I'm not sure if is that like it's an item that you can, or you summon them into battle with you. I'm not sure how that works. I know that there are items that drop while you're playing that you pick up and you throw, and sometimes like Pokemon, there's like a Pokeball and then a certain Pokemon, it's random, right? It just like jumps out and starts fighting with you. Do you know what that is? Is it?
Not really.
Is it an item? Okay, well, it didn't have a description. I saw it. I thought it was probably an item, and one of them comes and fights with you when you're playing the game. I'm not sure, but it showed them.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I saw a screenshot of it. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just like character art that's
Or
unlockable. I
collectible
don't know,
stuff, yeah.
but anyway, they didn't show any of that in the Sephiroth demonstration video. So we'll see, I guess, once the DLC lands in 2 days. So, but that was super awesome. And also the Northern Crater battle arena is
pretty
insane.
rad. Yeah.
It's so good. And in the instructional video, when he's talking about how they created this and they wanted to really show like the ending of Final Fantasy VII, and then he's just like, okay, so spoiler alert, but the game's been out for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So sorry if we're spoiling it for you, but this is the ending of the game, and it was such a pivotal moment in gaming and in this game, and we really wanted to share it.
He even mentioned
like
the holy
in
materia.
He even mentioned what?
The holy materia.
Yes, he did. He was explaining everything, and I'm like, that's so awesome. And then it shows like 3 different versions of the Highwind as well, which is super amazing. And then you just slowly descend into the crater, and then Holy is just there, and it's so cool. I thought it was so well done.
Then it erupts, and then you see it fight against Meteor. It doesn't do anything. Then live stream comes along.
It's so cool, honestly.
It's really good.
Awesome. Yeah, and it looks like we also got some main character outfits for Aerith, Tifa, and Barret. So I love the fact that we've got like more Final Fantasy VII content coming to this game, right? So it's not just Sephiroth. These are character outfits for me characters. So I think that Barret's looks the best. It did show him doing the same action, like shooting with his gun arm. So I'm assuming that that's going to be like, if you wear that outfit, it just has that,
like additional
you can
moves.
use that ability, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
I liked Tifa's as well. Aerith's, I thought, looked a little weird. I don't know why. I just felt like her boots are big and her head is big. And I know that the proportions of the main characters are not to scale, obviously.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to be more cartoony and stuff. I don't know why. I just felt like hers just did not do her justice like as well as it could have, but I'm glad she's in it, and I love it. And I did not see any of her casting abilities in it. Like it doesn't look like she can.
No, it says swordsman. It says swordsman or something. So she's apparently like just a sword fighter with her staff, which I find weird. But
yeah, which is, but it's like this is not remake content, right? It's just the OG content, and that's how she attacked in the OG. Obviously, she was a caster as well, so maybe they thought, oh, well, let's just have her be like you said, like a sword fighter, or like not a ranged like caster basically, or whatever. So
I think she looks a bit weird because it's hard to recreate her like head and hair.
I think so too,
with the predefined elements. Same with Tifa.
So
it's
too.
better with Tifa, but for Barret, apparently they managed to find really good elements like the beard and the
it kind of looks like the original Barret character from the original game, like the polygonal
exactly
version. But
what's also very interesting is somebody pointed this out on Twitter. I think Audrey at Itakimochi retweeted it. I think they were in a stage which looked like a theater stage, this weird colorful theater stage. It was in Smash, everything normal, but Tifa was fighting against King K. Rool and Cloud. Punched King K. Rool out of the field and Cloud to the ground, which is almost exactly the same as it happened in the failed theater scene in Gold Saucer when you pick the wrong pick the wrong answers, because then she also kicks the Dragon King out of stage and slaps Cloud or something, and then he twists and turns and falls to the ground. It's so
oh my God.
It's so funny.
I have to go back and rewatch it. I did remember seeing like the Tifa me character like doing like a power-up attack or something, and it looked like kind of how she attacked in Remake, like
true.
What is the one called?
It's
like
the beat rush,
kick or whatever.
Not beat rush. The other one, the second one. Somersault.
That's kind of what it looked like. Yeah, somersault. It looked like somersault. Exactly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And we got Final Fantasy VII, some new Final Fantasy VII music added to the game. And yeah, this is a big one. So there's Aerith's theme, which has vocals, which is crazy, and it's incredible.
I hope her theme in the remake part 2 or 3, whenever she meets her end, has vocals. Because then, if it has vocals and you have to fight against Jenova, it will crush everyone who plays.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh
like
my
even
gosh.
even not just choir, but also a solo, which also happens in this version. Like a soprano solo women's voice who I can't even describe it. I am already welling up a bit, even by
I know, it's so beautiful.
Imagining it this moment with this beautiful music. It's but not as fast, because what I noticed, all those new arrangements are pretty fast, like almost double time, which is also pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like they wanted to inject a little bit more energy, maybe because it's like a fighting game, right? So there's
for sure,
like more upbeat, and I like that. I think it works for most of them, but I do agree with you. I think if they kind of use this maybe as inspiration for the next part, but it's not double time, obviously, but they do have that vocal arrangement in there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so awesome. Apparently that was composed by Nier Automata's composer. That I heard that I read that online somewhere, and apparently he does this a lot, where he creates compositions with vocals, but it's like a fake language. It's not a real language.
I also tried to hear if it's a known language, but didn't sound like
a lot of people said the same thing. Like they were making comments on Twitter just saying like I kind of heard it sounded like there was some from my language that I speak in there, but I'm not sure. And then somebody commented underneath that. I was like, no, it's a fake language because it's made by so and so. I don't know. I didn't look it up.
I don't remember either how it's called.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's super cool. And we got a new arrangement of Bombing Mission, Those Who Fight, the Advent Children version, and Those Who Fight Further, the Advent Children version. The new Aerith's theme. The main theme got a remix, which I also love.
It's also pretty good, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, and it's got like vocals and it's beautiful. Jenova, it's the original Jenova track from the original game. Cosmo Canyon got a new remix as well.
I really love this
one. By Yoko Shimomura.
Is it?
Really good. Yeah, she did this one.
Interesting.
Yeah, she arranged this one. It's so good.
That's cool. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that's well, that's what it says on the YouTube. The YouTube channel where you can listen to the songs.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good. It's one of my favorites for sure, and it's more like you said, it's double time, right? Like it just has more like upbeat tempo, so I like it a lot. And then we have One Wing Angel and Advent One Wing Angel. So
yeah, the first is the original one. The second one is from Advent Children.
Yeah. I listen to all of them. I love them all. I think Cosmo Canyon is my favorite.
I think so too, because maybe also because Cosmo Canyon has a different connection, or I have a different connection to it, mostly because of my channel and stuff.
Yes,
but also it's Cosmo Canyon it's a rural place. It's a place close to nature, to the live stream. It has something really relaxing to it.
It does.
And I've heard so many great arrangements from fans. It's so good.
So it's so nice to see that Final Fantasy VII is getting, all of this content added to Smash. Honestly, the game deserves some love, and I'm just so happy that it seems like Nintendo just fully embraced it. They're just, and why not? I think it's a great opportunity. They already had Cloud as a character, and I just think that there's so many incredible characters and elements from the original that they could take and put into this game, which they have, which is what we're seeing now, which is pretty crazy that it's actually taken them this long to do it, But it could be like, I think his name is Sakurai, right?
Yeah.
I think his name is. He had said that just getting the licenses and like getting the copyright for the songs was extremely hard. So it could be a lot to do with just getting agreements from everybody
Right,
to
yeah.
get permission to use all of these assets and just everything that they're currently using in the game. But it worked, he said, and they got all the permissions that they needed. So he said that Smash is just such a special game, you know, because of that. And it's true. So it's I'm just super excited to be able to dive in and see all this content and experience it. And I'm just really happy that you know, the game is getting this content and representation. And I think that it's a respectful tribute, you know, to Square Enix and to Final Fantasy VII. And you can tell that Sakurai is just he's so passionate, you know, about Final Fantasy. And I think he's a huge Final Fantasy nerd. And I think that he loves Final Fantasy VII as much as we do, you know. I think that you can see the appreciation and the love for the game in this content that we're getting in Smash. You can just see it, you know, the little tiny details, like when they're descending into the northern crater, you can see like the twisty path going up one of like the staglamites or whatever you want to call it, like that's hanging from the ceiling, which is where you actually traverse in the original game. Like it's just, I was like, oh my god, too, they put that in there. Like it's so awesome.
Also, I think one of Sephiroth's attacks is actually his Aerith killing attack, like step down from above. And someone,
yeah, I looked that up. It's not called it was, somebody had said on Twitter it was called like, what was it? What did I write? Yeah, I wrote what was it?
Genova Aerith.
Genova Aerith. Yeah, somebody wrote that, but it's not called that.
No,
it's called something else, like SCI.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like
Scintilla?
It's like Sixint or something, or Sixilla or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think someone staged a photo or a screenshot where Sephiroth is about to descend upon Princess Zelda, I think, and Cloud is standing near there. So it's
they've got Aerith as a main character though, so they could do it with
that. True. Could do that as well, yeah.
And also in the demonstration in the video as well, they're showing, and he's fighting against. There's parts of the video where they're showing the moves, and he's fighting against Aerith and Tifa, and the three of them in the party is so great. And the ending, it shows his ultimate ability, which is like he turns into Safer Sephiroth, right? And summons Meteor, and it shows like the three of them. So it has like the me version of Barrett, Tifa, and Aerith are there, like as if you're playing the original game. Like it's just, it's so awesome, it's honestly. Good. And just to have that cutscene in there for the ultimate ability is so cool.
It is. It was really awesome.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point this out as well. I think a previous episode, I can't remember if we talked about, I remember we talked about how Square Enix should license their characters out to other games to draw like new fans to the series. And I think that I had said that I could see them adding Tifa as a character to Smash before. And look at what we got. Well, we got a Mii costume, but it's not real Tifa. But I mean,
it's better than nothing, yeah.
A lot of these characters, even all of them, even like the main party, imagine like Tifa, Nanaki, Vincent, Sid, Yuffie are all in Smash. That would be so cool.
Kate Sith or Catchy, if you will, as well.
Yeah,
like a huge Moogle rolling around the battlefield.
Yeah. My favorite is Nanaki, obviously.
I'm so pumped to play him in part 2. I really am.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
So also with subsequent parts of Remake coming out, it makes more sense as players will recognize more of the characters. So I feel like they'll be more encouraged to play part 1 and the other parts of Remake because of the added content in Smash.
Makes sense.
I think. And then my brain was just going and I was just thinking, oh my god, like maybe are they releasing Remake Part 1 for the Switch? Obviously, the Switch's hardware is limited to what it could be able to do. And then I was thinking, well, maybe they could potentially do like a port that is just like they downgrade the graphics, but maybe change it. Not as much as like Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, but kind of, but not chibi characters, you know what I mean? And I thought, maybe this is kind of a clue that it's coming in the future. We don't know. Maybe not. My mind was kind of going like, wow, well, why would they do this, you know? And Well, there are multiple reasons why, and we'll never know exactly why, but yeah.
Uh, maybe just a purely downgraded version, like I think Doom and The Witcher 3 got a version,
Yeah.
like same game,
Yeah, that's
just
what I was
like
thinking.
downgraded, so that don't have to do much of anything. Like just optimize it for this console. I could maybe see that if they have enough resources, or outsource it. Like a complete demake, as in a pocket edition, I don't see this happening, mostly because it doesn't need it. Final Fantasy 15 was in a completely different situation,
That's true.
especially with all this marketing stuff and lost time, and they need to recoup some of the lost money from the Versus 13 days. And so they made a movie, which probably cost a lot, especially because of the actors. But they had to recoup the cost from that. Probably succeeded. I don't quite know. But and then they also released stuff like Monsters of the Deep, the VR experience, fishing experience, and
Right.
this demake, and something else I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, right, this stupid mobile game, which is just a sham in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Like this Empire something, I don't know.
Oh, how quickly we forget.
Yeah.
There were two mobile games. There was that one that was like pay to win.
Yeah.
That I did have, and I did pay money to play it, by the way, which is
okay.
Don't judge me.
No, I don't. I'm just feel a little pity for you.
I know. I shouldn't have done that, but I got addicted to it, and then I was just like spending $5 here and there. Not a lot of money, but just like $5.
It's a game.
That's how they get you, right? That's how they get you.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Yeah.
Yeah. And they'd be like, "Oh, if you buy it now, it's 50% off this pack, but if you don't buy it right now," and it shows like a timer, and it's like slowly ticking down. It's like, I just won't have my coffee on my way to work. I just won't buy it because I'm just gonna buy this pack. Like it's $5 for my coffee, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
it's like how I justify my purchase.
Yeah, if you do it at least this way, it's better. Yeah, but still not good.
Still not good, exactly. And then there was the other one that was supposed to come out like in conjunction with, or before. It was kind of like a pinball game, but not really a pinball game.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah, right. This
oh my gosh,
Justice 5, I think, something.
Yeah, Justice. Yeah, but that also got shut down. I played it a little bit before the game came out, and it was supposed to be in the game.
Yeah,
and then also there was another game that came out, but I never even played it. It got taken off the store or something. Like it didn't come out in NA, I don't think. I think it was only Japan. I'm not sure. It was like Knights of, what was that? It was like, I have to look it up. Anyway.
Oh,
but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know which one. It was free on the PSN for a while, and I still have it. It's
yeah,
where you play with Regis and his
oh right, his
other
dad. Yeah,
buddies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The parents of I never played that.
What's pretty interesting. Just a short game for I don't think you 1-2 hours and then you're through. You can replay certain stages for rewards and challenges and stuff, but it's a neat little game. Wasn't bad or anything. But I think it was free, yeah, or at least for a while. It was pretty weird, this whole FF15 universe marketing campaign. So many not just games but also movies and TV shows, like this 5 episodes Brotherhood anime, which was good, but it was a mess if you ask me. And they just tried to make the best of it, tried to spin the marketing wheel that everyone knows about it, and everyone hopefully buys the game and they can recoup the costs.
I think all of that content was meant to be as story in the main game, and I think that they couldn't do it when they realized, and it was too late. And then they were like, "Well, we're gonna cut a bunch and we'll release it as different content, and then we'll just call it
a lot
the universe."
Was cut. The
like it all belongs from the same game and the same universe, which makes sense.
Kingsglaive,
and at least we got the game and it came out, and
at least something, At least you have to give them props for releasing a game that works, doesn't have too many bugs, is still fun to play, has cool characters, but it had so many shortcomings, especially in the second
Yeah.
half, where they cut so much. They cut so much out. At least they converted the Insomnia part, like before the treaty,
Yeah.
into a movie. Because if the movie didn't exist, Kingsglaive, we'd have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just so confused too, because I was like, wait, the game doesn't take place
Yeah.
in this movie universe? I was so disappointed. Because
It
I saw
was
the movie
weird,
when
yeah.
it came out. I was in Orlando,
I
and it
see.
was like limited cinema release, so I actually went and saw it on release and stood in line and waited and took a poster off the wall as I was leaving, and I still have it, and I was like so obsessed, and it was just not what I thought it was going to be. But
Yeah.
anyway, so moving on, so talking about more games that are, what would you call this,
Not
that
finished.
have woes. What a great transition here. Okay, so
Yeah.
we are talking about Cyberpunk Woes. Oh my gosh, so much drama online about Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So basically the game was released as a buggy mess for the original PS4 and Xbox One. Have you played this game? I bought it on Steam. I've been playing it for about 15 hours. I haven't actually had like that many issues with it, to be honest with you. There's just been some trash on the ground, like random Coke cans and like bottles and stuff that are just floating in the air, like a little bit above the ground, but like I haven't had any game breaking bugs or like some of the crazy stuff I've seen online. I'm like, oh my gosh, I
Then
haven't
you've
had,
been lucky.
knock on wood, but also I've
Yeah.
only played 15 hours. So people that I've responded to on Twitter are like, oh, just wait. I would just wait until like the 50th hour. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so they released the game in this state and people were not happy. So Twitter it was like a Twitter, I don't even know, like disaster, like nightmare. CD Projekt Red came out and made multiple statements that they didn't actually spend enough time optimizing or just enough time porting the game to PS4, Xbox One to make sure that it was as playable as possible. They said that they focused more on the next gen mostly, so people were really upset. It basically broke the internet, and yeah, I get why people are upset, you know, and they were looking forward to a game that was going to work on their console, and that's what I feel like that was what was shown to them, you know, like not much of this game was shown before the game came out. Like some stuff was shown at like E3 and Gamescom and stuff like that, but it says right on the footage, like, oh, this footage has been taken from like a PC version of the game, right? So I feel like people were expecting like a flawless experience, and that's not what they got. So people are upset, and so Sony has been offering refunds for digital versions of the game, and CD Projekt Red did make a posting that you can basically try to return the retail copy of the game, and they're going to be calling the retailers, I guess, or contacting them directly to let them know that they have to give refunds if you would like to get a refund for the actual retail copy, like physical copy of the game. And then the PS Store actually pulled the game this past week, so oh my gosh, a lot of drama, a lot of disappointment, you know, and I get it. I completely understand. I understand from the developer standpoint, you know, like their hands are tied. The people that work for CD Projekt Red are working on this game. Also, crunch is real. You know, like they've been working on this for years. This is years and years of their work, of their lives, sorry. And you know, also their hands are tied. Like they're being told what parts to work on, and they're delegated the tasks, and they did what they were told, and they ran out of time. And I think that they could have pushed it back again to make sure that it worked properly on all consoles, like all editions of the game. But they had already pushed it back so many times that I'm sure
4
the
times.
investors were, you know, pushing them to just release it because they have to recoup the development costs, right? And they probably lost money every time they pushed the game back. So imagine they had to push it back again. Like, people probably would have lost their minds. And also the game was coming out for the holiday season. That's when they're going to make most of the money back.
Yep.
Because it's like, this is a game, it's coming out, it's December, you know, people are looking for things to buy, gifts, and, you know, I get it. So I just think it was a terrible situation for everybody involved, including us, the consumers, right? Because we didn't get the product that we were promised. So
definitely.
or that we thought we were going to get. It's not that they
Yeah.
promised us the seamless experience. It's just that people thought that based on their previous games that were released, so like the Witcher series seemed more streamlined. And I know that when The Witcher came out, it did have its own set of issues, right? Like these games are big open world games. They have issues, weird bugs. And the same thing with Elder Scrolls. The same thing. Like,
yeah, it had
these
also a lot
games,
of bugs. Yeah,
they had so many weird bugs, like videos on YouTube, and it's like people just forget, I guess. And I think that they put CD Projekt Red on a pedestal because of the Witcher series, and they're just, you know, human beings working on games, you know, like.
It could also be that those bugs that exist in Cyberpunk 2077 are more severe, more game breaking, more immersion breaking. Like,
No, I agree with you.
I don't know.
Absolutely. I don't think The Witcher had as many problems, but I think people forgot that The Witcher did have problems. And so, like, that game has been, The Witcher 3 has been praised, like, all over the world, like, as this incredible game, which it is. It's like it's beautiful. It's an amazing story. It's captivating. And it means so much to different people. Like, it means something different to different people, very similar to Final Fantasy, actually. And I think that it's something personal, and people get upset because they put CD Projekt Red on this pedestal, and now it's like they've fallen, and they made a mistake, and the game isn't what people, like, the experience people expected, I feel. And now they are in this situation, you know?
From what I remember, Sony especially allowed the game to be released because they knew about the bugs, but CD Projekt Red promised to fix them before release.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of did, but not enough. And since so many people are upset because it's nigh unplayable for some, I've heard that, yeah, it just doesn't hold up to their standards, and they pulled it until they managed to fix it. That's my understanding.
Yeah. I know that a patch just came out. It's patch 1.05, and it just came out, I think, yesterday or Friday. It just came out for PC as well. So I'm going to be playing this later, so I'll be able to see if it has fixed the issues that it says it has. But a lot of people have said that it seems to have fixed many of the issues, and it runs smoother. But now they're experiencing, like, other different bugs that weren't there before. So anyway, I think that it's going to be a long, bumpy road, but I think that CD Projekt Red are going to support the crap out of this game, as they have with the Witcher series. Patches upon patches. They care about their games, and I think that everything will be fine. I think it will be ironed out. I don't think that the PS4 and the Xbox One version of the game is going to be as seamless and smooth as the PS5 or the Xbox Series X or the PC version. I just don't think that the technology, like, the hardware is not capable of playing it at that fidelity. But I think that they're going to be able to make it as smooth out the issues, try to fix, you know, the issues with the frame rate and the texture pop in as much as they can. And I think that they're going to be able to kind of redeem themselves. I'm hoping, but it depends, right? Like, there's no way of knowing, but I'm just going by their track record with the Witcher series, because that game got a lot of patches. Every time I would play the game, like, every day I'd turn it off and turn it on, there'd be a new patch.
Oh boy.
You know, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what am I getting now? Like, and I'd look at the patch notes and stuff, and like, oh, you know, and then they release more content for it as well, like, just more, like, free DLC content, a lot of free DLC content. So I just think that it's a really crappy situation for everybody involved, and I think that they are going to do their best to support the game. And if you're not happy, then, you know, get your refund. and maybe come back to the game when it is more stable and there's proof of that on those consoles, if that's what you have. Like, people online were like, oh, well, what do you expect? You know, you're playing on a PS4, a base PS4. It's like old technology now. It's like, not everybody has the money to be able to purchase like a new gaming console like every 4 years or whatever, you know? Like, people can't, so they want to be able to play the games on their console, and I totally get that, and I think that that's a legitimate argument.
Yep, it is, but it's also what I also find a bit condescending from those people is they released the game on the older consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. Why shouldn't it work there? It should, if they release it there, it
Exactly.
should work.
Yes, it should.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
they
then that's not the
decided to
question.
release it for those consoles, it should work.
Yeah.
And another statement I have is just, they could have just canceled it for those consoles if it ran as badly as it did, right? Like, they could have done that. They didn't, and it's probably because they wanted to recoup some of the development costs and also the cost of delaying the game multiple times, you know, and they probably just canceling it completely on those consoles, probably, you know, they would have taken a massive hit financially. And
Yeah, and hit in confidence from the gamers.
Yeah, but I think that they're going to iron this, you know, the issues out, and I think that it will be an enjoyable experience on base PS4 and Xbox One. I don't think it's going to be as enjoyable or smooth as playing it on a new console or on PC, but I think that it will be supported and they will be able to fix a lot of the issues. So I'm staying positive, but
Let's
it's just
hope
a
so,
terrible
yeah.
situation, and I get the frustration, but you know what? Like, if you bought it, at least they're giving you, at least you had the option to get a refund. Usually if you buy a physical copy and once you've opened it, you can't return that. Like, you can trade it in at EB Games or GameStop, sorry, or whatever.
Yeah, for a fraction of the price, yeah.
For like, you can trade it in and you get some money back, but at least they're gonna give you a full refund. I'm glad. Like, that's good. Just go for the refund. Maybe get a different game that you wanted, that you can get Final Fantasy VII Remake if you haven't played it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, get that. Which was delayed as well, but ran consistently across the board, right? Like, the frame rate is solid in that game. And I think that they did a great job optimizing it, and I think they did the best they could. And I think that the delay helped that game, you know?
Probably,
and I think
yeah.
at one point they're like, okay, let's just cap it at 30 frames, and you know, and we got what we got, but it's not the same type of game. It's not an open world, you know, game. So
it's different, yeah.
It's different, and it's different loading and different texture. I mean, it still has texture issues. Here we are, almost a year after. There's 4 more months. It's like, you know, it'll be 4 months, a year, sorry, in 4 months, and it hasn't been fixed yet. So, you know, but it didn't impact the gameplay for me. And people went online, and we spoke about this in previous episodes, and it is what it is. But ultimately, I loved that game, and you know, and
yeah, even the original wasn't perfect. It had so many smaller issues as well. Like certain stats not working, or certain material combinations were weird and didn't make sense. And
exactly, there's bugs. You could just like what was it? You could just copy. There was like a bug where you could just, it was like an inventory copy, so you could just like,
oh yeah, right.
99 of whatever you wanted.
Yeah, if you have the W item, you can use 2 items in a row, but if you cancel the second item, you duplicate the first item or something like that. And then you can do the same with, like, use the first but have someone steal the item, so, and you had to only have one of the previous, so it's gone. Then the stolen item goes into that slot, and then you can do the trick and then duplicate one you can steal, for example, or one you can morph, which you can't use normally in battle. So you can also duplicate sources this way. It's pretty funny, actually.
I didn't know about it my first playthrough, like when I was younger. So then I figured it out later on with the creation of the internet and all that. So I I did exploit it a few times, but after I had played the game like originally.
Yes,
Yeah.
same here. Although it was a friend of mine who told me about this. I first thought he was nuts and just made up stuff because he used to do that a lot. But then I still tried it myself, and oh, it worked. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like in Final Fantasy X when I played that as well. There's like some kind of a cheat. It's not a cheat, but you can get like quite advanced overdrives like at the beginning of the game if you do certain things. And I was like, oh, I realized after I had already played it, then I was like, oh, cool. Okay, I would have been so much more powerful. Like if I had done this, you know?
Usually goes like this. The first playthrough, you're very inefficient, and then you notice, oh, I can do this and this and that.
Or there's so many things you miss, and you're like, oh my god, like you have to play it again like another time. So, all right, guys. So now we're talking about our most fondest holiday gaming moments. So just in the spirit of the holiday here, we're just going to talk about our fondest holiday gaming moments. So for me, when I was a kid, I had mostly played like Nintendo consoles and Nintendo games, as my parents just knew that, it was like approved for children. You know what I mean? Like they weren't like mature games because it was just Nintendo was like appropriate basically. So I had like a Game Boy and stuff like that. So growing up, I had mostly Nintendo consoles. So I just remember that my neighbor actually, who was older than me and my brother. So my brother is 3 years older than me, and my neighbor I think was 3 years older than my brother. So I think he was already like in junior high school or something, but he had an N64, and he got it at launch like in September. I think it came out in September like 1996.
Could be, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so. So his older sister used to babysit my brother and I. Sometimes we would go to their house like when my parents would like leave because they were old enough to take care of us basically. And I remember that he had a new N64. So it was like I just completely lost my mind because I couldn't believe that like what I was seeing was real. Like it was like everything was 3D and had like depth to it and had 3D space, and you could move through that space, like not just like a side scrolling platform game, And we played Super Mario 64, and honestly, it was just so much fun. And I just remember sitting there at that moment. I was just like, oh my God, I need to get one of these. Like I needed it, And I had a Game Boy when it came out, and then a Game Boy Color when that one came out. And we had an SNES too, and we did have an NES, original NES. But I think we had it like after they were out for a while. And then we also had the original Atari when that came out.
Oh, nice.
But my parents never played those. Like it was like my brother and I played them together, and my friends played them. They used to come over and like we used to have sleepovers and we played the gaming consoles together. But yeah, so anyway, so I begged my parents for one for Christmas, and we used to get this big book in the mail that was like, it's called the Wish Book for a department store, and you would like flip through. This was before the internet, okay, people? So like all y'all like listening to us, like judging me anyway right now. This was long before the internet. So you would look through this book and then I would go through and write down, like make my Christmas list, like what I wanted. And my brother and I would go through this book together, and I remember immediately just going to like the video game section, and it's like got the cool, all the newest cool like gadgets and gaming, like video games and gaming stuff, and just like bright colors and like video game characters on it. And we're like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, and it have like little pictures of like scenes from the game in it. And I was like, oh my God, I want an N64. So I remember writing it down, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so expensive. I'm probably not going to get it. But anyway, and I wanted Super Mario 64. And I just remember that we got it. And it was, I was so excited. And I just remember gaming like all day for like pretty much the whole holiday. just playing Mario 64. Oh, and we got Pilot Wings as well, which was super fun. But I think I was actually pretty bad at it. Like I was better at it than my brother, but I think that I was pretty bad at it. Like especially the landing. The landing part was the hardest part. And I just that game was, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, and also obviously like Ocarina of Time 64 is like one of my
Of
all-time
course.
favorite games, and that didn't come out till 2 years later, but I probably got that as well as a present. So and yeah, so anyway, that's my fondest holiday gaming moment. And what about you, Viz?
Oh, if only I knew. I don't remember which games I played over holiday or got on for Christmas, but I do
Like when you were a
remember.
kid.
Yeah, but I do remember that I think I once or twice got a game for Christmas and then couldn't wait to like go back to my room and play it for like an hour before I had to go to bed or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can't remember which game it was because I usually remember playing certain games and what happened in games, but I have no idea when I did because I usually don't connect those to
Right. You
something
said
that
you used
does.
to get those Game and Watch. You used to have those, so
I
maybe
had
it was
those
one of those
too,
that you
yeah,
got.
but I don't think I got those
Oh,
for
okay.
Christmas or something. I just maybe got them when we were out shopping and I had a little bit of pocket money or something. Because I don't think they were that expensive.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So because I don't really have any holiday specific memories to share, I just came up with a few general memories that kind of stuck to me. Uh, One thing was while I was still playing Final Fantasy VIII, I got sick, and I also had a little bit of fever, and my
Yep.
mom told me that she'll make me those vinegar socks or something, which I hated. So I thought, no, it's okay. I'll get better, and I just played the game the whole day, and I got better.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Thank God. You did
Yeah,
not have to
definitely.
have vinegar socks.
Yeah, no. Oh, I hated those. I remember having those when I was much younger, like maybe 7 or something. I don't remember exactly. And
What is that?
I think you
You take
soak
socks and dip them in vinegar?
something like that, and then you
Put them on?
put them on,
Oh my
and
God.
for some reason it kind of extracts the heat or the fever or
Wow.
something. I don't really remember. I just remember that was kind of like a grandma's trick or something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
yeah, like a home remedy.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And apparently it helped back then, but I hated it because it felt so weird, and I didn't like the smell of extreme
Yeah.
vinegar.
Yeah. For me,
So,
it's ginger ale. My mom used to give me
oh,
ginger ale
I love it.
because ginger like is supposed to help with your stomach, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you had
exactly.
bad stomach or stomach flu or something,
Mhm.
she would like mix it with a spoon so all the carbonation would just be gone, and then it would just like it was just flat
Ah, I see.
ginger
Yeah,
ale.
yeah,
And I'm like, it's just filled with so much sugar. Like, why wouldn't you just give me like ginger tea? You know, like why
would be
like why are
better,
you
definitely. Yeah,
giving me a soft drink? You know what?
it's
Anyway,
weird. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but it helped because I didn't want to go through this. It wasn't really torture, but I felt kind of like it. So my
hmm
body uh, got into gears and got rid of the fever, and I was well
Good.
again the next day or something. I don't know. And Final Fantasy VIII helped, apparently.
hmm
And also, Final Fantasy VIII, a buddy of mine imported the Japanese version and also modded his PS1 with this novel chip
Oh,
back then, so we could play
wow.
this.
That's
And
so awesome.
neither of us were able to read anything, of course, but we kind of started to remember the
hmm
symbols. So, okay, when it
Yeah.
looks like this, it is a potion. If it looks like this, it is fire or something.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I remember being at his home. We started from the beginning and just played and played and played until I think. Wait, was it the train section? No, this was later. We played until the ball, like the dancing scene.
hmm
And after that, I had to go home. I was already like an hour late or something, and
Oh
my
my
mom
God.
wasn't pleased. But I couldn't get away from this. It was so cool.
Right? Oh my God, that's such a cool scene.
Yeah, it is. And then also, I'm not sure if I already told this on the podcast. Probably not. But Final Fantasy IX, I also have a fond memory of that. I knew it, or I might have missed the release date somehow, and then I got a call from my friends, which were at the store, and told me, "Hey, Viz, we're at the store, and there's this last copy of Final Fantasy IX. You quickly come here to get it before it's gone."
Oh my god!
And of course, I was okay. Yeah, I'm coming. I grabbed my money and rode my bike to the store. And when we were there, they were all kind of behaving weirdly and told me, "Oh well, someone else got it before you got this. I'm sorry." And I kind of, "What? Why? You were here? What happened?" And I looked at the cashier, and she really tried to hold back the laughter, and I knew something's going on. And then okay, now it's here. We saved it for you. And then we all bought it. We all went our separate ways home to play it. It was so awesome. And one of a brother of another friend then came over and looked along, or was just there and watched me play. It was so awesome. And also, this was still, I think, the one of let me think.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 or 8 was the first one. I got the soundtrack first, or was it later? I don't remember. I downloaded the soundtrack then for 7 and 8, but I haven't downloaded the one for 9 first, but only later. So I haven't had any idea how any of the soundtrack sounded like. And when the battle theme kicked in the first time, I was so pumped. So cool. It was really a good memory to stay. It was so awesome.
What is it with friends doing that? My friends did the same. They just like, try to prank me.
Yeah.
But then they're so nice because they called you and they told you that it was there. That's so nice.
It is, yeah. I had good friends.
My friends would do the same thing. Yeah. They were pretty awesome. We used to go to the store together, the same convenience store, and then rent games together and
nice.
Just go to each other's houses and play them and try them and have sleepovers, stay up all night long. Oh my gosh, till we would be up till like the sun would be coming up and we'd still be awake like playing Mario Kart or something crazy.
Yeah, there were so many nights I rode my bike home at like 1 a.m. or something, or 2 a.m. Yes, it's fun. Like barely awake, just trying to get home, and the cold wind got into my face and in the eyes. And since my friends back then smoked, I didn't. My eyes were dry, and outside they started to itch, and I didn't really see, or not itch. They started to tear up, kind of.
Oh my gosh!
Because they were so dry and needed to get watered, and and the salt water started to itch or to burn, and it was so weird. I sometimes had to just stop and rub my eyes clean and then keep going. It's memories. And there's also this memory I already told everyone, as all of you, in the very first episode, about me trying to figure out what to buy for like almost an hour, Tomb Raider 2 or Final Fantasy 7. I chose the latter, of course. So I don't want to repeat this. And then the last one, this isn't really that impressive, but I once just took 2 weeks off from work. I'm not sure why exactly. Probably to play Detroit Become Human, or just was convenient enough. And I played this game for all those 2 weeks and tried to 100% it, like try to get every single path everywhere, which was getting tiring by the end. So I stopped, but it was fun. I think so, like just to get every single outcome in every little chapter. And it was a nice holiday. So well, holiday, we say, I should say vacation, because holiday is usually in North America the Christmas season, I think, New Year's.
Yeah, holiday is just like
or like a free day because of
yes. Yeah, it's like a national
holiday
right?
And
so
stuff,
it's when everybody's off. And then if you take a vacation, it's just
vacation,
that
or just
from
days
work,
off.
You're just it's days off from, like, you can take 2 weeks from work.
Exactly. So it was vacation, sorry, because holiday, vacation.
It's okay. People
Sometimes a bit
people
confusing.
interchange them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was the same thing with me just being off as a kid in the summer. We'd have 2 months off, and a lot of that time I spent outside, like exploring and doing all kinds of crazy things, but also playing video games, because that's when all of
For
my
sure,
video
yeah.
game playing happened. The most of it, you know, like just because as a kid, like, you know, 2 months feels so long.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
like it just feels like it goes on forever, and it's just so awesome. And I just have a lot of fond memories playing video games on the same, like my summer vacation or
Oh yeah,
during
for
like
sure.
holidays or whatever.
I also, for a long, long time, I had playing hour restrictions. Like it started with 30 minutes a day, then 45 minutes a day, then 1 hour a day, maybe 1 hour and a half. And I think they stopped caring around the time of Final Fantasy 8, I think. Because then I remember this is the first game where I regularly just played the whole day, like
Yeah.
8, 9 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
Not all
Yeah,
the
I had to
time.
do my
But...
homework first, and
Oh,
then
for
I
sure,
was
yeah.
allowed as soon as my homework was done. I was like, okay, I'm going to play.
Yeah. But
But that was the rule.
before that, I think 1 or 2 hours or something, and every time my parents were gone, like go shopping or something like that, I just raced to the game console, play, and as soon as I hear something, I just hope I can save immediately,
Oh my God.
and
And
then
you
just run
probably
back to my
couldn't,
room.
because you
Yeah,
couldn't just press pause and save. You had to
yeah.
like
Or I
get
just
to a save point,
paused it and
paused it and leave it on.
leave it on, but not the TV. So I just pretended I haven't played yet, because it was I didn't play before, but then I played when they were gone, and then
Oh
I
my
asked,
God.
"Oh, can I play now? I haven't played yet." Oh yeah, for sure, keep going, and I just finished what I started before. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
I totally hear you. And also sometimes I would do the same, and I would just press pause and leave it on, but then sometimes I would forget that it was on. Like, I
Oh
don't know
crap!
why. Obviously it had lights and stuff like on the
Yeah,
front, you could tell, but maybe my head was turned or something, and I would be like talking to my brother, or I don't know, like distracted, and I just like turned it off. And then turn it back on again and realize that I had left it on the last time ended. I lost everything.
yeah.
Like I just lost everything, and I had to restart from the beginning.
Oh crap! Yeah, that's
Good
harsh.
times. Good times.
Yeah, yeah. Also, those games you couldn't save at all. You had to finish it in one sitting. No
Oh,
passwords, no checkpoints, no nothing.
yeah. Let's never go back there
No.
ever.
Unless we have save states like in emulators or something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And same thing for me. Just like I was always allowed to open one gift on Christmas Eve. One.
Hmm.
And then my mom usually handed it to me, and it might have been a game for a console that I didn't own. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like it
well.
might have been like, well, I never owned a PlayStation, but maybe it was like a GameCube game, but I never owned a GameCube. So I'm like, why do I have you know what I
Why?
mean? And they'd be like, I can't play the, and then,
Yeah.
oh, you know, Christmas morning, like, oh my God, I got a GameCube. Yeah, just something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Didn't she get it later or something?
No, I
Yeah,
couldn't figure it out, apparently.
apparently, yeah. We were stupid kids back then, yes. Because
Right?
usually you don't think that much ahead because you didn't think of those
Yes,
situations, or
you
like,
didn't need to.
yeah,
Hmm.
you got a game. This is what I got. Wait, I can play it. Why did you give it to me? And then it's just like the whole excitement is gone. Then the next day you might realize it, and then
Yes,
oh,
that was exactly what happened.
yeah,
I was so disappointed because I'm like, I can't play this. Like,
yeah,
can I open a different one? Because I can't use this. Like, yeah.
yeah.
Oh man. Anyway.
Fun times. I also got pranked sometimes. I think it was my birthday or something. My stepdad told me, "Oh, there's this huge present in front of the door. Please go get it," or something like that. Don't quite
Yeah.
remember. But outside of our apartment door was a huge present, like 1 cubic meter or something.
Ah,
Huge thing, and also pretty heavy. wow, this must be a really great thing. And I opened it, and in it was some filling material and another box. And then I pulled out the box. It was also heavy. Opened the box. There were some stones in it, just regular stones from the garden or something, and more filling material, and another box. And there were like 10 boxes, like a babushka style. And inside that was just a simple little dinosaur stamp. Just a stamp for making your own stamps. Like, okay.
Oh my god.
It was just serious? A prank. It wasn't bad, but I just felt like, what is this?
Oh no.
Yeah, in hindsight I find it funny, but in the moment I was a bit disappointed because I thought I was not really mad, just a bit disappointed. But I also got something good. This was, I think, the first one or something, and then I got something else which was pretty cool, so it diffused the situation. Yeah. But like in the moment, like, why do I get stones? Why do I have to open so many boxes? Why do they get smaller and smaller? What is this?
Oh, parents like to do that though. I think it's for their own entertainment though. Right?
Yeah,
like it
is. Yeah,
so they can laugh.
Yeah. Also, people later we started with kind of how do we call it? Where you like go for a hunt, but have to go through clues. Like you get the first clue to a location,
like a scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you call it Schnitzeljagd, which is like a I don't think it's not sure if it's derived from steak hunt. Or probably steak hunt, because schnitzel can also mean like a slice of something, like those wooden things on like the sporting tracks, like the small wooden chops, wooden thingies. It's probably steak hunt, like to go on the hunt for a steak or something.
Yes, that makes sense.
A lot of steaks in this one. So yeah, we like the present wasn't the present itself, but it contained a clue. And then from the clue we had to find out where the next clue was, and then the next, and then the next. And while this person, like me or my stepdad or my mom, was on the hunt, then the one who hid the present actually hid it then, or because sometimes we can't hide it in beforehand, because the person who guessed the present might find it. So we had it actually hidden, but then while they were like on the top floor, we hid it maybe in the oven or something like that. Something stupid, just to get them run around the place and finally find it. It was pretty fun. I'm not sure who started. I think my stepdad started it, and then I gave it back to him the next time, which was also pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun times.
All right. Well, it's been awesome sitting here, Vyzz, talking to you about our holiday, our holiday gaming memories, and everything that we talked about today, from the Game Awards, Sephiroth and Smash, to Cyberpunk. If you guys have any ideas for upcoming topics, you can write us. Our email is thereunionpodcast@gmail.com. thereunionpodcast@gmail.com. You can join our Discord server as well. The link for our Discord server is in the description of every episode that we do post, so make sure you click on that and you'll be joined to our Discord server right away. We do have a nice Discord community. We've met some awesome people there, and we can keep the conversation about Final Fantasy VII Remake going. And we do have a Twitter account. It's @reunion_podcast. Our Facebook is @reunionpodcast. Our YouTube channel is The Reunion Podcast, and we do post all of our episodes there as well. And we do have an Instagram account. It's @The Reunion Podcast. And Vyzz, did you want to drop your socials for Cosmo Canyon Observatory?
For sure. It's Cosmo Canyon Observatory on YouTube. You can find it there. And on Twitter, it's @cc_observatory. And the Discord is also Cosmo Canyon Observatory. And you can find the link to our Discord server in our Twitter bio, or on every YouTube video related to Final Fantasy and stuff.
All right, guys. So we both wish you all the best, a happy holiday season, and a happy new year to you all. And hopefully we'll be talking to you in the new year. So this is Ky. I'm signing off.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.
Bye.